To multiply fractions, you need all fractions. This example and this example each require some rewriting before you can reduce and then multiply straight across. Here you have all fractions. You could just reduce and then multiply straight across. This one will require some rewriting prior to reducing and multiplying. So to multiply these two terms, we'll first change this mixed number to an improper fraction. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 3 is 35. And you keep your denominator. Bring down everything else. Now we're going to reduce if possible. You can reduce diagonally or vertically as long as you have common factors. With 35 and 14 you have a common factor of 7. 7 goes into 14 twice. 7 goes into 35 5 times. We've reduced everything we could. Now we multiply straight across. 5 times 5 gives us 25. 4 times 2 gives us 8. This is reduced or simplified, however you prefer to say it, but you could also write this as a mixed number. 8 goes into 25 3 times. That's 24 with 1 left over, and you keep your denominator. Either answer is fine. With this problem, we'll first have to rewrite 18 as a fraction. Simply put the 18 over a 1. Bring everything else down. And now we will reduce diagonally. A common factor is 2. But the greatest common factor is 6. So we'll reduce by a factor of 6. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 goes into 12 twice. Now multiplying straight across. 7 times 3 is 21. 2 times 1 is 2. This is simplified or reduced, but you can also write this as a mixed number. 2 goes into 21 10 times with 1 left over, and you keep your denominator. So a real fast review here. To multiply fractions, you need all fractions. If you have a mixed number, such as the case here, let's say you had 3 2/5, you would rewrite 3 2/5 as 17/5. And if you have a whole number, you would rewrite, let's say, if you had the number 8 as 8 over 1. And when you reduce, you can reduce diagonally. Or vertically. In this case, we have all fractions, so we can simply reduce and then multiply. I'll reduce this one vertically. 2 is a common factor. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 20 10 times. The 5 and the 10, notice a common factor is 5. 5 goes into 10 twice. 5 goes into 5 once. We can reduce diagonally here. 3 is a common factor. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 12 4 times. I want to mention briefly that you don't have to be reducing in the same order that I am, but you do have to get to the same answer. So we have 7, and 4 times 2 is 8, times 10, 80ths. If you had missed reducing one of these, you would just have bigger numbers here, and then you would have to reduce it down to 7/80ths. Taking a look at this one, we'll rewrite 12 as 12 over 1. Bring down our multiplication. Rewrite 2 3/4. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11 over 4. We can reduce diagonally. 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Multiply straight across. This gives us 33 over 1, but this is not simplified. You would write this as 33. We'll work on 2 more. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. We can reduce diagonally with a common factor of 11. 11 goes into 33 3 times. 11 goes into 11 once. We have a common factor of 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. This leaves us with 15/4, which is simplified, or you can write this as 3, that's 12 with 3 left over, and you keep your denominator. And finally, working on this problem, we'll rewrite 15 as 15 over 1. 4 2/5 gets rewritten. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2. And we'll bring everything else down, the multiplication, and 1/18. Now we have all fractions. We're ready to reduce. We have a common factor of 5. If you noticed, oh, there's a common factor of 3, that's fine. You can use that. You'll get to the same place. But I'm going to use the 5. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 15 3 times. Let's get the 3 and the 18. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 18 6 times. And now with the 22 and the 6, we have a common factor of 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 22 11 times. There's no more common factors, so we multiply straight across the top. We have 11. Across the bottom we have 3, and this is simplified, but you could also rewrite that as 3 with 2 left over, and you keep your denominator. As always, if you're at MrBforMath.com, I have a worksheet with a detailed answer key for a little practice.